The season is nearing the end with 6 games left, and the Denver Broncos have not had a season that met expectations. While they still hold out hope for this year, they are also looking ahead to the 2021 NFL Draft. There are so many variables that can change things between now and then, it's hard to pin down players of interest. That said, here are 5 widely considered first-round prospects that could be of interest for the Broncos. At the top of the list comes the best offensive tackle in the draft of Penei Sewell out of Oregon. He has all the makings of a franchise left tackle and going to be highly coveted, which likely means a top 5 pick. Denver may not be in the top 5, but if they are, Sewell may be an option with Garrett Bowles, an impending free agent. Additionally, they could also retain Bowles and look at him or Sewell as a right tackle to replace Jawan James. While it's unlikely Denver goes tight end early, Penn State Pat Friarmuth cannot be completely tossed out. He did just suffer a season-ending injury which puts his draft stock in limbo, but when healthy, he was a top 2 tight end. If Denver gives Drew Lock 2021, adding another tight end and one that's a capable blocker could be the smart way to go. Lock and the offense had success with 12 personnel, and Friarmuth is a major upgrade over Nick Vannett. Trey Lance gets all the attention from North Dakota State, but their left tackle, Dylan Radins, is a great prospect as well. While he isn't ready-made like Sewell is, Radins is competing for a top 3 tackle spot and can be a day 1 starter. The reasoning here is very much the same as Sewell, with replacing James or Bowles depending on what happens this offseason. Radins does need a little more work, so he could be the backup for 2021 and then replace James as a starter in 2022. Christiandaras has been a fast riser since the start of the season as the Virginia Tech left tackle. He is a great athlete that does have technical lapses, but there is enough there to start day 1. Again, this will really come down to what happens with Bowles and James after the season, as that'll determine how much the Broncos value a tackle. Like Radins, Darrisaw could use technical work, which could be a year 1 on the bench only to start in 2022. Finally, the most controversial name in this group is BYU quarterback Zach Wilson as a potential Drew Lock replacement. Wilson is smart, a good enough athlete with a good enough arm that can run the Pat Shurmur scheme that he wants to run offensively. This will all come down to Drew Lock and what he shows over these final 6 games of the season, but his seat is hot. If Denver does look to the draft to replace him, Wilson makes sense, as John Elway does love players who have played at altitude. These are just 5 players of the many on offense that will get talked about as first-round prospects. Right now, there's just so much unknown about how the Broncos offense will do to really determine their best options. For Mile High Huddle and Sports Illustrated, I'm Eric Trickle.